Hi there, it's Amy from Cakes with Faces, and today is all about Ikebukuro, one of the main areas of central Tokyo. I'm going to take you through the main things to do there, as well as one or two less well-known things for your second trip, whether it's a good place to stay, and some places to eat. There's lots more videos about Japan on my channel if you want to subscribe, and there will be new Japan travel vlogs one day when it's safe to travel again. And if you're planning a trip or dreaming about Japan, I have a Japan travel guidebook. It's got lots of ideas for things to do and help with planning your trip and how to book everything. You can get it on cakeswithfaces.co.uk and there's worldwide shipping. So Ikebukuro is one of the main city centres of Tokyo and a major shopping destination. It's built up, big and busy. It really does feel like a city centre downtown area. Ikebukuro station is really big. It's actually the third busiest station in the world after Shinjuku and Shibuya. And like all the other major stations in Tokyo, it has lots of exits that take you out to quite different places on the street. Broadly speaking, it's divided into the east side and the west side, and most of the things I'm going to tell you about are on the east side. When you get there, when you get off the train, keep a lookout for the yellow signs that tell you about the exits and where they go to. If you're not sure which one to go for, just follow signs to Sunshine City or for Sunshine, which will take you to the main shopping mall in the centre of Ikebukuro. Now let's go on to the things to do, and I'm going to start with something new. The largest Gachapon store in the world. It opened quite recently in February 2021 and it has 3,000 Gachapon machines all in one shop. That's way more than the Gachapon stores in Akihabara. It's called the Gachapon department store and it's run by Bandai Namco. Now, over the past year, they've been opening lots of these Gachapon department stores. I think this year there's been a lot of focus on things that have been closing down, but not so much news about things that have been opening up. And Bandai Namco have opened 20 of these Gachapon department stores all around Japan. There's one in Fukuoka in Canal City with 2,200 Gachapon machines. There's one in Kumamoto, one in Nagoya, but the largest one is this one in Ikebukuro. I'm definitely going to visit. What a place for the Gachapon challenge, although we might need more than 15 minutes. If you want to go there, it's on the third floor of Sunshine City Shopping Mall. Which brings us on to the next place, Sunshine City, a huge shopping mall which is kind of the centre of Ikebukuro. It's made up of several buildings. One of them was built on the site of a former prison. It's called Sunshine 60. They called it that because it has 60 floors and they wanted to give it a cheerful name, Sunshine, to detract from its past as a prison. When it first opened, apparently some people said they thought it was haunted and some people said they thought it looked like a Japanese gravestone, which I guess you could say for a lot of buildings really. But either way, don't let that put you off. It's not spooky at all. It's just a modern shopping mall. I'd say Sunshine City is a good shopping mall for everyone really. It's not too fancy or upmarket. It's got shops that everyone can enjoy. It's also home to the Pokemon Centre, which is what a lot of people go there for. It's basically just a big shop with loads of Pokemon merch. And when I say loads, I do mean there is a lot. The main atrium part of Sunshine City often has something going on. I've seen bands playing there. Sometimes there'll be a market or a fair or some sort of event or show. And the shopping centre is also home to several tourist attractions, which makes it a good place for a rainy day. The first of these is the planetarium, which is called the Konica Minolta Manten Planetarium. It's got regular seats and it's got these special cloud sofas and grass lawn seats that you can lay down on. I'd definitely pick the cloud sofa. It looks really relaxing and they do have headsets for different languages. Next is the aquarium. Now there's several aquariums in Tokyo. I've been to this one and it was good. It had everything you could want from an aquarium really. It had lots of cute fish, jellyfish, penguins, sea lions on the roof. There's a video about it on my channel if you want to see what it's like. Next is the Sky Circus, which used to be an observation deck at the top of Sunshine 60 skyscraper. Now there are several observation decks in Tokyo, so they wanted to do something to make this one a bit different. So they turned it into a VR virtual reality experience. It says on the website, what would happen if you blend in excitement to a view from the height of 251 meters? Your very soul will be released. Now, I don't know about that, but they do have various mirror rooms, VR kaleidoscopes, and a virtual trampoline that makes it look like you're jumping way above the city. Probably not one for you if you're scared of heights. There are also a couple of experiences you need to pay extra for. In one of them, you get shot from a cannon over the city of Tokyo, and in the other one, you sit on a swing and it feels like you're going on a giant roller coaster over the city. And lastly, inside Sunshine City, we've got Namja Town, which is an indoor theme park with these cute cat characters. It's aimed at kids, and the reviews are kind of mixed. Some of them say don't bother if you don't speak Japanese, and other people say their kids enjoyed it anyway. If you want to go to any of these attractions, remember that Sunshine City is really big and it's made up of several skyscrapers, so not all of the lifts will take you to all of the attractions. You need to make sure you're in the right area to go up the right lift. I'd say just follow the signs. There's also lots of shops outside Sunshine City if you want to go shopping. There's several large department stores by the station, and there's also lots of arcades and game centres. I've always thought the arcades are quite good in Ikebukuro, although maybe I'm biased because we've managed to win a few things there. Next, Otome Road is an area with shops with anime merch, figures and manga. It's a bit like Akihabara, but much smaller, and the shops are a bit more spread out, so it doesn't really have the same atmosphere as Akihabara. If you're into anime, I'd say that Akihabara should be first on your list, then Nakano Broadway, and then Otome Road if you have time. But if you're in the area, it's definitely worth a visit. There's a lot of the same shops you'll find in Akihabara, like Animate, Mandarake and K-Books. It's supposed to be for female otaku in terms of the types of anime and series that it covers, although what does that even mean? It's for everyone really, and that doesn't mean that men don't go there. Everyone's welcome. It's also where you'll find butler cafes, which are sort of fancy Victorian style cafes where you can be served tea and cake by very smart looking butlers. The most famous one's called Swallowtail Cafe. There's also the Animate Cafe, which has temporary pop-up theme cafes for various anime and games. And finally, in the things to do, I've got a complete change of pace for you. Zoshigaya is a relaxed area on the edge of Ikebukuro. Now, while the centre with all the shops is really big, busy, built up, very much the inner city, Zoshigaya is much more laid back. It's known as a Shitamachi, which is an older area, not completely historic, but it has more of an old Tokyo feel. And it looks like just a nice, relaxing place to stroll around. There's traditional shops and little cafes. You can walk through residential streets just to see what they're like, go through picturesque alleyways and take pictures. There's a cemetery which is really peaceful, and you can discover little shrines and temples along the way. It seems a bit like Yanesen, which is a place I really enjoyed strolling around. One of the temples is Zoshigaya Kishimojindo temple. It has a trail of red torii gates going around a really old ginkgo tree. If you're there in the autumn, ginkgo trees turn bright yellow. It'd be really good to see. Some of the temples have owl statues and charms for good luck. Ikebukuro is connected with owls because the Japanese name for owl is fukuro, so Ikebukuro, Ikefukuro. Zoshigaya is also on the Sakura Tram, also known as the Toden Arakawa line, which I was hoping to go on my cancelled trip. It's an old retro tram that goes through some of these backstreet, less well-known areas of Tokyo. So if you've been on it, tell me what it was like and if it was worth it. So is it a good place to stay? There's lots right there on your doorstep. There's lots of shops, restaurants and nightlife, and it's on the Yamanote line, which is always useful for getting around. And if you want to get over to the east side of the city, there's metro lines that take you over to that side. If you're arriving at Narita Airport, the Narita Express train goes directly to Ikebukuro Station, so that's useful if you're arriving at Narita. Sometimes I feel a bit put off staying in Ikebukuro because it seems a bit out of the way, right up there in the corner of the metro map, but really it isn't. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes to get to Shinjuku on the Yamanote line. If you want to get to the other side of the city, you can get to Tokyo Station in 16 minutes on this metro line, the Marunouchi line, and it takes 20 minutes to get over to Akihabara. So that gives you an idea of how long it takes to get around to other places. So overall, I'd say it is a good place to stay. I've got friends who've stayed there and they liked it. And finally, a few places to eat. Now there's loads and loads of restaurants in Ikebukuro, just like all the other main areas of Tokyo. And just like everywhere else in Japan, you could probably just pick anywhere at random and it would probably be pretty good. So finding somewhere to eat really isn't something you need to worry about. A place I really liked is Senjo Handmade Gyoza. It's really small, it probably only had about 3 tables and it's nothing fancy at all, but they serve vegetarian and vegan gyoza, which is quite unusual in Japan, and they have meat gyoza as well, so it was perfect for us. It's run by a woman who makes the gyoza for you. There is a menu, but when I went, she asked us how hungry we were, and I explained the things I could eat, and she went away and made up a plate full of gyoza for us, and they were rainbow coloured, which is always a bonus. There were several different flavours of fillings, all of them were delicious, and some of them were extra garlicky, which to me is a good thing. There's a video about it on my channel. Another interesting place is the Milky Way Cafe, which is kind of a theme cafe. The main thing they do is these cute parfaits with star shapes, and they're all named after star signs. They also have star-shaped plates and colourful drinks. If you like theme restaurants, there's also a branch of the Alice in Wonderland restaurant, and at this one the whole environment of the restaurant is really themed. There's several Alice in Wonderland restaurants in Tokyo and each one has a different variation on the theme. The one in Ikebukuro is Alice in an old castle. You're in the Queen of Hearts castle, so it's very regal with chandeliers and red velvet curtains. Now, I am a fan of theming. Some people might say it's tacky, but I think the Alice in Wonderland restaurants are a bit more sophisticated than some theme restaurants. Some of them are a bit more like fast food places, but the Alice in Wonderland ones are more like fancy restaurants, but fantasy ones. So that's my roundup of Ikebukuro, the main things to do around the Sunshine City area and a couple of less well-known things as well. I can't wait to get back there and get on that Sakura Tram and explore all those alleyways in Zoshigaya. Tell me your Ikebukuro recommendations in the comments and I'll be back not next week but the week after on Thursday. Bye bye!